Texture shears are one of the great mysteries to hairdressers. And one of the reasons is because most people are unsure which to buy because there's so many on the market, it can be overwhelming on which ones to use. Think about texture shears in terms of highlighting, where each tooth of the texture shear represents hair that you would pick up, and the space in between each tooth is hair that you would leave behind. So when the teeth are fine and close together, it resembles a micro weave, taking very fine weight out and blend two lines together. Where the teeth are larger and a little bit more spaced out, you're getting more weight reduction and separation between the ends. So think of that like a slice, skip, slice, or even a regular weave. Make sure to be open to all different kinds of texture shears, as these shears can be an important part of hair cutting and make your life functional and easier every day. A blending shear is a fantastic tool to have in your toolbox when you're looking for that fine, soft weight reduction or when you're blending two lines together. In this section, we'll be using the Casio Green Series 38 tooth blender, which is going to give us a soft and subtle result. Before we get into the practical application of this technique, I want to show you the visual result that the blending shear has on the hair. As we can see, it's a very soft and subtle blending with a very minimal amount of weight taken away. The ideal technique for this shear is going to be texture shear over comb. Because most texture shears have over 20 teeth that are going to be finer and closer together, we can work progressively more and more with this technique to achieve that result that we're looking for, which is going to be a fine and soft weight reduction, or in this case, where we're looking to blend two lines together. As we can see here, it is an effective tool to have in your toolbox when you're wanting to remove a very slight amount of weight or to blend two lines together. When you're wanting a piecey or a separated effect into your haircut, look no further than the texture shear. We will be using the Casio Design Master T15, which has 15 teeth. Each tooth is going to be a little bit larger with a little bit more space in between. This takes out a moderate amount of weight while giving nice separation to the ends. Most texture shears have between 12 and 20 teeth. So here we are with some face framing layers where we want to add a little bit more separation to the ends. We're going to be taking our Casio T15, closing and adding a little bit more separation. So I'm taking the blunt blade, closing it, and then sliding away. This is a visual game that I want to make sure to not over texturize the hair while I'm doing this. As you can see, texture shears are great for moderate weight reduction when you're looking for more of a separated or piecier look to the ends. A fantastic yet misunderstood shear in this category is the chunking shear. While it can look very intimidating to those who haven't used it before, it's a great specialty shear to have in your toolbox when you're looking for extreme texture or maximum weight reduction. We will be using the Casio Design Master T8, which has 8 teeth, where each tooth is going to be a little bit larger and the area between each tooth is going to be much smaller, resulting in maximum weight reduction. Obviously, this shear takes out a lot of weight. One of my favorite ways to use this shear is to point cut with it at alternating angles, because what this does is simultaneously reduces weight and length at the same time. A hot tip for this technique is make sure you have at least 1 inch of hair on top of your fingers so you can still see the hair that remains. A chunking shear is a great specialty shear to have in your toolbox when you're looking for maximum weight reduction. As is with any texturizing, make sure not to be too aggressive as it can result in over texturizing. As we've gone through the major different types of texture shears, I hope that we've taken away some of the misunderstanding behind texture shears and that you feel empowered to pick up each one and to utilize it to its fullest potential. From softening or blending a line to adding mass amounts of texture, remember not to over texturize and to think about each tooth of a texture shear in correlation to a highlight. By understanding the why behind texture shears, this will start letting you see things just a little bit differently.